Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Battlefield 2042 gun review. And today, we're going to be taking a look at the starting marksman rifle you get in the game, the Dm7. Now, the Dm7 is, I want to say it's interesting, but in all actuality, just off the model that they put in game, it's a basic, it's an AR-15. It's modified. You can definitely see how the trigger, everything is modified on it. I mean, if you look closely, you can see that safety switch right there is massive. The bolt release is very big. That is a very large bolt release. As well as the mag release. The mag release is extended out to where you can actually press it with your index finger, it appears. And in total, you can see how all of those, including the charging handle at the top, has a different color. So those are all a set kit. I've never seen a kit like that before, but of course this is a 2042 gun. If we were talking about the Bad Company 2 or the Battlefield 3 guns, it'd be a different review and different look at it. Leave a comment if you want to see one of those. And overall, it seems to be an average AR, honestly. It's a mid-cal AR-15. It's not an AR-10. Doesn't appear to be an AR-10. It doesn't have that bulkiness to it. It just looks like a mid-cal AR-15. Of course, AR-15s are extremely modifiable. You can pretty much anything cosmetic-wise that you want to do to an AR, you can pretty much do it. And what I'm confused about is the little wires that are hooked up to the barrel, and then that is zip tied to the rail. That's interesting. It has Picatinny on top and bottom, has flip up iron sights, it looks like. Very big iron sights too. I mean, those remind me of almost honey badger-esque iron sights. It has the United Arms USA multi-cal. I very much appreciate them adding the little multi-cal thing, because majority of your AR-15 lowers that you will see will have multi-cal set, because AR-15 magazines, majority of them are built very similar for the AR-15, depending on what caliber you use. I'm at a loss for what's zip tied up there, unless that's a battery pack for something, which would make sense. I could understand that. There's just nothing on it right now. The handguard, everything looks like an AR. There's really not much to gripe about in the realism aspect, adherence to what the guns, how they function and work in game. There's not much to talk about there, other than the absence of a gas tube. There is no gas system that I can see on the gun. Now, of course, I can't really rotate it, but I'm not seeing a gas system. So that doesn't make much sense to me. Something they forgot, it looks like. So there's that. That's a gripe right there. That's gonna knock it down a point. The magazine looks pretty standard, really. Average mid-cal. Now, the reason I say this has to be a mid-cal AR is because it can't be 5.56 if we compare to the assault rifles in game, which majority of all those are chambered in 5.56. It deals a lot more damage than the other assault rifles that are chambered in 5.56. So this, I don't believe, is chambered in 5.56. When we actually look at the description of the gun, it's a precision over rate of fire, like you would want in a marksman rifle. Extended 16-inch barrel. Extended. 16 inches is the shortest barrel you can legally have without filing a tax stamp, at least here in the United States. A flexible SOCOM RIS Mark II mounting system. The Dm7 can be configured for almost any mission. Okay. I can believe that. Now, if we look at the ammo types, we can get standard issue, pretty basic magazine looks like. Then we can have close combat. I hate it. I hate it when games do this. They just make close combat, or they make low cal rounds or something, and they think that makes it to where you can have a bigger magazine. If it shoots the exact same caliber, then it's not gonna The cartridge is the same size. It's just got a less powder load or a different bullet weight. That's mostly what you see with that. Lighter, compact, low recoil. I guess if you're going for weight distribution, if you have a lighter round, you could technically carry larger magazines if they want to go for that. You know, I can give them a little bit of slack on that if that's what they're going for. Then you have the high power, which is the real short magazines, and they hold 10 rounds. The close combat ones hold 20. Tell me that's a 15-round mag. I find that hard to believe, but you know, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. Of course, the underbarrel, they'll allow you to have underbarrel grenade launchers, which, you know, if you have Picatinny, that's alright. I don't know if I would put that on a marksman rifle if I was running around trying to take shots with it, but whatever. And now here's an interesting thing. If we were to put that along with the high power and the bipod, and let's just say a muzzle brake, why not? And then if we go over to appearance and take a look at it from here, it looks oddly similar to that was weird. Looks oddly similar to the AR-15 that I have built. Focus, please. There we go. It looks oddly similar to the AR-15 that I have here. This one in particular is a Spec Op Tactical Center, their SPM M4, and of course it says multi-cal on the receiver, on the lower receiver. Now you see this silver right here? This is the gas system. So whenever you shoot the gun, the bullet will fly out the barrel with the gas, you know, of course, the powder burning behind it, fires it out the barrel. And a little bit of that powder and gas is shot up right here into this little system, into this tube, and shot back into the receiver, and it hits the bolt, and that's what unlocks the bolt, and that's how you rechamber around. That is what's missing from the DM7. There is no gas system. So I knock a point off for that. I'm gonna knock a point off for that. Okay. Overall, everything else though, especially with that kind of magazine, that does make sense. And what I mean by mid-cal is that this is a 30-round 5.56 magazine, 29-round, excuse me, for YouTube, and that right there is a 5.56 round. This is a 5-round 6.8 SPC magazine. That's what this thing's chambered in, 6.8 SPC. And if we were to compare the two, hopefully my little face cam will focus for you. If we compare the two, you can tell 6.8 SPC is beefier and thicker. Thick boy. Much more than the 5.56 is. That's why I say this is a mid-cal DMR. And now talking about how they have the bolt release, trigger, you know, all that stuff. I mean, that is the safety right there. It's kind of hard to see because it's all black, but it's very small. That's your standard AR safety. Flick it on and off. Yes, the gun is unloaded, as you can see. Bolt is back. There is no mag. So I'm actually gonna put that up. Now I do not, unlike the one we have here, which is a Gunther scope, whatever that means, I do have a larger scope on mine. Overall, it compares fairly decent. It does. I really think it does. It compares very well. So yeah, overall, adherence to realism in total, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 9. I don't know if I want to do 9. I'm gonna do 8 out of 10, because that gas system is very, very important to the gun functioning. It has nothing to do with in-game or anything like that, but it is very important for an actual gun to have a recoil system, and most AR-15s have a majority of AR-15s have a gas impingement system, and that's what I would have expected from this. But we don't always get what we want. Now let's move on to how it performs in-game. The way I would describe the Dm7 in-game is just... Well, let's be honest. If you've played Battlefield, you've been killed by this thing a handful of times. It is just... For the starting marksman rifle, I mean, it's insane. The damage output, the rate of fire, the sheer amount of attachments that you can put on it, everything on it is just... It's insane. There's no other way to describe it. It is 100%... It's an S tier gun. It's S tier. It's up there. It's amazing. Just from everything. The way the recoil is, the impulse. I wouldn't say it's overpowered because you do have to pick your shots very carefully. But, you know, if you can do work with this gun. I mean, straight up massacre lobbies. If the lobby is at all under your skill gap, oh my lord, you will destroy. You will absolutely destroy with this gun. It's insane. Overall, I think I'm going to give the Dm7 probably a 9 out of 10 on effectiveness. Like I said earlier, we're giving it an 8 out of 10 on adherence to realism. But 100%, 9.5 out of 10 if you want to go that far on effectiveness. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to leave a comment below what gun you'd like to see reviewed next. And yeah, have a good day.